Welcome to Christian Life's This Day in Religious History. In this series, we take a look at significant and notable religious events that have happened on this date in the past. This will only be a short video. However, we do indeed hope and pray that you find it useful. So here goes. James Hannington, while in his youth, was an adventurous young man, so much so that while playing with black powder, he blew off his thumb. His adventurism continued into later life. While still relatively young, he became an Anglican minister, but in 1882 he left England and headed for Uganda, with a view to spreading the gospel there. His first attempt failed, the result of severe fever, which necessitated his return to England to recover. Then in 1885 he attempted the excursion again, but he was mistaken as a German. And with Germany involved in a land grab with Uganda, this proved most unfortunate. You see, the Ugandan king sent a force of 1,000 Ugandan soldiers, which on this day, the 21st of October, 1885, Hannington was captured and taken prisoner. As a prisoner, though, he was still allowed some freedom. But again, unfortunately, whilst on a walk to the Nile, he was attacked. He wrote the following in his journal, which states exactly what happened, and we shall quote it here. Suddenly, about 20 ruffians set upon us. They violently threw me to the ground and proceeded to strip me of all valuables. Thinking they were robbers, I shouted for help, when they forced me up and hurried me away, as I thought to throw me down a precipice close at hand. I shouted again in spite of one threatening to kill me with a club. Twice I nearly broke away from them, and then grew faint with struggling, and was dragged by the legs over the ground. I said, Lord, I put myself in thy hands, I look to thee alone. Then another struggle, and I got to my feet, and was then dashed along. More than once I was violently brought into contact with banana trees, some trying in their haste to force me one way, others the other, and the exertion and struggling strained me in the most agonizing manner. In spite of all, and feeling I was being dragged away to be murdered at a distance, I sang, Safe in the Arms of Jesus, and laughed at the very agony of my situation. My clothes were torn to pieces so that I was exposed, wet through with being dragged on the ground, strained in every limb, and for a whole hour expecting instant death, hurried along, dragged, pushed at 5 miles an hour, until we came to a hut. Unquote. Now that is where the journal ends. And after exhibiting him publicly for a week, he was speared to death on the 29th. His journal revealing his story had been kept by the Ugandans and then sold to a later expedition, which is how we know the story of the demise of James Hannington. Thank you for listening, and please do tune in for tomorrow's This Day in Religious History. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe, like, and comment, not forgetting to press the bell sign so that you're notified when new videos are posted. May God go with you today and always.